it ever happened that you have sent an email and forgot to attach the relevant documents, or missed the subject line, or forgot to check spelling mistakes? Or have you ever experienced you were supposed to prepare for something and your preparation was inadequate and you failed to get a positive result? In this video, we'll be talking about an important technique which will help you in minimizing mistakes and help you become very organized, which is inspired from the book The Checklist Manifesto, written by Dr. Atul Gawande, who is a famous surgeon in the US. Being a doctor and a surgeon, Atul Gawande hates making avoidable errors. If he commits any errors, they don't just hurt his reputation, they can end people's lives. Small oversights like forgetting to wash his hands before surgery or forgetting to make sure that there is no reserve blood on hand, it puts his patient's life in jeopardy. Despite the advancements in surgery and the number of surgeries performed every year, more than 150,000 Americans die each year during surgery. One of the research shows that half of the deaths and major complications during surgery are due to avoidable human error. So Gawande set out to find a solution. He searched for other high-stake professions that have severely minimized human error and have maintained a reputation for excellence, despite operating in a risky and complex environment. On his quest, he interviewed leaders from the construction and aviation industries, two industries rich with complexity and danger, but two industries where catastrophic events rarely occur. The construction industry has a building failure rate of only 0.00002%. That means only 1 in every 50,000 structures partially or entirely collapses due to avoidable human error. And despite how complex an aircraft is, the odds of being killed on a single airline flight are 1 in 29.4 million. Both industries have an excellent track record because they have developed the habit of consulting a checklist before completing important tasks and making critical decisions. The construction industry uses checklists throughout the building processes to ensure that work meets building standards. We humans are flawed decision makers and have unreliable memories. We may know what's best and we may have vast experience to back us up, but we will always forget small details and miss important steps. For generations after the first aviation checklist went into use, a lesson is emerging. Checklists seem able to defend anyone, even the experienced, against failure in making many more tasks than we realize. They provide a kind of cognitive net. They catch mental flaws inherent in all of us, flaws of memory and attention and thoroughness. Without checklists, builders and pilots would not have excellent track record they have, and the general public wouldn't have trusted them. It's their discipline to consult checklists, no matter how familiar they are with their jobs, is what makes them responsible professionals. Atul Gawande took his findings from both industries and started making checklists for surgeons in the operating room. After 3 months of using a checklist for every operation, major complications due to avoidable human error dropped by 36%. Deaths fell by 47%. How did this happen? Well, before each surgery, a nurse would read off each item of a checklist out loud and then use a pen to check off each item manually. Now, you may not be saving lives, but you can develop an excellent track record of producing high quality work by developing the discipline to consult a checklist before issuing important projects or making critical decisions. So, how can you make a checklist of your own? First step is to include all all the essential steps that are required to complete or verify that task is complete. For example, if you were to send an email, then the checklist should contain things like subject line, greetings, name of the person, attachments, spelling check, signature, etc. If these things are checked, then your work is verified. Second step is to not create a lengthy checklist. It should be created in such a way that to follow the checklist, it should not take more than a minute. Third step is to follow it with awareness and discipline rather than following it as a formality. The whole objective of using a checklist is to minimize the avoidable mistakes, and if it is not followed with discipline, then it will not fulfill the purpose. Fourth step is to continuously evolve and update the checklist based upon the implementation and the feedback. If you are preparing for any recruitment drive, then you can also create a checklist to ensure that your preparation matches with the requirements of the organization. First thing you need to prepare is a checklist for the overall process. It could be for things like online test, coding test, essay test, technical interview, and HR interview. The next set of checklist could be for each of these categories, like for online test, which topics will be asked, then in the interview, what are the important questions one must be prepared for, etc. And when you have the checklist for all the aspects, compare and judge yourself as to which areas are you confident about and which areas you need to improve. Once you have the clarity, then you can formulate a plan and take action towards areas you need improvement. If you follow this strategy, then it will be very easy for you to optimally prepare yourself for any recruitment drive. Dr. Gawande says that the discipline to use the checklist signals the difference between being an amateur and a professional. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon in another video.